He was born into a wealthy and powerful family. However, my girlfriend insisted on becoming my wife through thick and thin. She was determined that I build my career from scratch. Unexpectedly, as my business began to thrive, her flaws became more and more apparent. She lost her temper with me at the drop of a hat, always threatening to break up. Later on, after yet another Cold War with Willow, I was just about to type a heartfelt message to make peace when a bizarre row of floating comments suddenly flashed before my eyes. Here we go again. The female lead got talked into another Cold War by her BFF. How dumb. She walked out from under her friend's umbrella only to realize it wasn't even raining. I'm dying, keep playing games, girl. If she really dumps the male lead, her friend's gonna snag his love token the very next second. He froze. Half skeptical, I sent a text that simply said, "Happy breakup." But the next second, my status exploded with likes from her circle of friends. Chapter 1. Willow and I had another fight. This time she accused me of being too controlling. She snapped, "What's the big deal about grabbing a few drinks with my girlfriends at a bar? It's all girls. Why are you being so uptight? You're seriously getting on my nerves." Willow's tone was extremely impatient. It was already 11:30 de la noche. I said, "It's really late. I'm just worried it's not safe out there. And your stomach's been acting up, you really shouldn't drink much." But clearly Willow didn't take care. He could vaguely hear her friends grumbling on the other end of the line. "Willow, your boyfriend's got a real chokehold on you, treating you like he owns you. Forget it. Maybe you should just leave. No backbone at all. One day that jerk's gonna drain you dry." Those mocking comments embarrassed Willow. In a fit of rage, she hung up on me. When I called back, she immediately declined. He tried again, but suddenly a stream of floating comments flashed before my eyes. LOL, the female lad's friend stirred up another fight again. She loves getting picked up by the male lead but insists on being all cold and distant. But her fingers are on fire scrolling her phone right now, waiting for him to call the third time. He stood there stunned. Were these floating messages talking about me? Was I the male lead? Was Willow the female lead? It did kind of make sense. Willow was always awkward and prone to cold wars. But if I made the first move to reconcile, by the third try she'd usually give in with a reluctant okay. The comments were already pushing me to call again. But my focus shifted to the very first comment. Stirred up her friends, I frowned and, feeling frustrated, dialed a different number. He asked, "Why do you keep dragging Willow to bars? Don't you think staying out that late is too much?" There was a pause on the other end. A cool, emotionless voice responded, "When did I ever ask Willow to go to a bar?" It was Sophia, Willow's closest friend. Also the one who hated me most. She'd always looked down on me and never gave me a friendly face. He was too pissed to care about old grudges. He lashed out, "If it's not you, then who? Tell me which bar says it right now. It's late. Those places are crawling with shady people." What if something happens to her? Sophia got an earful from me and snapped back, "I just got home from a trip. You haven't been to any bar." She sent over a photo. In it the woman had clearly just showered. Her expression was sultry and the curves of her chest were barely concealed. She added, "Also, I set a curfew for myself, must be home by 10. Then she said pointedly, "I'm not like others. If I had a boyfriend, they always listen to him." Chapter 2. He mumbled an awkward sorry and quickly shut off my phone. Because of that ridiculous misunderstanding, I was so embarrassed I completely forgot to call Willow back. It wasn't until the next day that Willow returned home. Her face was cold. I asked if she'd had breakfast, but she completely ignored me, treating me like I was invisible. Then came our class reunion a week later. Willow and I were still in a Cold War. At the dinner table we sat far apart. We used to cling to each other all the time, but now we felt like strangers. Makoto naturally slung his arm around Willow's shoulders and teased Willow, being petty again when you ray out in public. "Give your man some face." "All right, Makoto," Willow's childhood friend. Back before I showed up, he was also her ex-boyfriend. They had broken up and gotten back together many times, but eventually settled on just being friends. We had fought countless times because of Makoto, but Willow always brushed it off impatiently, saying, "It's not like we didn't date. If we could be worked out, would it ever have been your turn?" Her friends said I was overthinking things. They told me, don't you remember how happy Willow was when she accepted your proposal? She truly wanted a serious life with you. She really loves you. And yet, watching the two of them joke and play so intimately, I couldn't shake the feeling that this wasn't normal between just friends. Then the food came. The main dish placed in front of me was stir-fried rice with cured pork. Makoto acted like they just realized and exclaimed, wow, I messed up. Totally forgot your husband's allergic to cured pork. Willow, why didn't you remind me? He then generously offered to swap his seafood rice with mine. Is it the waiter told me it's the last one? Whatever your man loves seafood, he can have it. It made me sound like some kind of bully. Like I snatched something just because someone else liked it. Even though it was just a cheap plate of seafood rice. He was about to refuse when Willow suddenly cut in, eat your own. No need to give it to him. Who does he think he is? The whole table instantly went quiet. Makoto gently patted Willow on the head, furrowing his brows as he coaxed her, don't be like that. Give your man some dignity. I'm easy, I can eat whatever. But Willow didn't budge. Her voice was loud enough for everyone to hear as she said, husband, I only agreed to marry him. We're not even married. And even if we do get married, there is still such a thing as divorce, right? One of her friends half-joked, but that's supposed to mean Willow, you thinking of breaking up? Willow instinctively denied it. No, her friend chuckled, covering her mouth, then said offhandedly, knew it. You don't even go clubbing with us anymore, and going to a bar means asking your boyfriend for permission. All this Cold War drama, but breaking up not a chance, right? Willow exploded. Flustered, she puffed up and snapped, who says I wouldn't dare, I'll break up, right? She was halfway through the word up when she suddenly paused. Her tone shifted as she added, but hey, I'm not that petty. After all this time together, I'll give him one last chance to apologize. A flash of disappointment crossed that friend's eyes, but Willow didn't see it. Makoto smiled and playfully slung his arm back over Willow's shoulder, joking, well then, if you do break up, date me instead. Don't let an outsider get the goods. Willow smirked and tilted her head toward him. Her gaze slid past me, and with a tone full of disdain she said, obviously. So many people are still stuck in the dark ages, so full of toxic masculinity, trying to control everything. Makoto's the best. Chapter 3. Everyone else had left, leaving me standing there alone. They said they were heading to the late night party, and Willow didn't even spare me a glance before hopping into the car with them. He walked alone along the roadside, the night breeze cutting through me with a chill. He thought maybe walking by myself isn't so bad. At least it's quiet, it gives me a chance to think things through. Suddenly a new row of floating comments appeared before my eyes. The male lead is so emotionally clueless. If they just coaxed her a little, she definitely wouldn't have left with them. She would be happily followed him home. The female lad's just being stubborn. She's still mad about the bar thing. If the male lead had just called her again, she would have gone home. She waited all night at the bar, furious. This was the male lead's fault. Why isn't he trying to make it right? I can't stand this, girls. It's driving me nuts. Why can't he just swallow his pride and apologize? Is it that hard? I pulled out my phone and glanced at it. He knew, if I called her now she would come home with me immediately. But I only checked the time, then set the phone down again. He gave in and bought a can of beer, drinking it alone by the roadside. So bitter. I couldn't figure out what he'd done wrong. Why did Willow always use these cold wars to force me to back down? I used to think it was just her personality. But it wasn't. She never threw tantrums at anyone else. Even when friends scolded her for no reason, she'd wonder if it was her own fault, and then try to please them. She didn't have a bad temper. She just had a bad temper with me. Every time she got angry, she'd used the word break up to provoke me, because they always gave in, but this time she miscalculated. He walked for 3 hours and finally arrived at the gate of our residential complex. Even though I was so exhausted I nearly passed out, I still didn't call Willow. Chapter 4. When I got back, I packed up my things and moved out without hesitation. For the next 3 days I didn't message Willow once. Then surprisingly she took the initiative to call. In a cold voice she said, hey, pick me up at 8 tonight. I need you to take me to a dinner event. Even though her tone was chilly, this was one of the rare times Willow offered me a way back in. But I turned her down. I said I'm not going. Find someone else. The line went quiet. Then Willow's voice came through, incredulous and annoyed. Someone else? Everyone's going with their boyfriends. Who do you expect me to go with? I said anyone. Makoto or Martin maybe. She cut me off. George, how many times do I have to say this? We're just friends. Do you seriously think this is funny? I replied, irritated. You were the one who said you'd break up and date him instead. Want me to repeat your exact words? Her breathing on the other end turned sharp, clearly furious. She snapped, fine then, let's break up. You want to see who ends up crawling back first like a simp? Willow was confident. Her friends didn't they know we had ever truly broken up? It was like they always left ourselves an escape route, never announcing anything publicly. Most of the time when Willow said break up, what she really meant was I'm mad. You better coax me. Once I'm happy again, we'll be fine. But when only one person keeps giving in, even the deepest love starts to wear out. I said then let's break up. Whether it was during that night at the bar, or even earlier, I think I had already grown tired. Only now do I understand. In Willow's eyes my concern looked like control. My phone calls made her feel angry and humiliated. If that's the case, then I choose to let go. Willow, I'm giving you what you wanted, your freedom. Chapter 5. After Willow and I officially broke up, the comment barrage exploded. They came in fast and furious. Wait, what? I was gone for a few days and the male lead and female lead broke up. Ugh, I'm so annoyed. It has to be that group of so-called girlfriends again egging her on. Misery loves company, they're single and can't stand to see others in love. LOL. The female lead walked out from under her friend's umbrella and realized it wasn't even raining. Dave. Keep playing games, girl. Now that you've really dumped the male lead, one of your friends is gonna snatch up his love token real quick. Come on, male lad, get it together. Sis out here flirting with other guys, go get yourself a hot influencer girlfriend or something. Truthfully saying I wasn't upset would be a lie. After all, it was years of being together. You can't just let go overnight. But I couldn't let myself stay down like this. I still had my own life to live. As for what the comments said, I didn't believe them. Willow's friends had always treated me coldly. More than once I'd been secretly warned by them that I wasn't good enough for Willow, that I should leave her. The most ridiculous incident: Sophia once cornered me at my door and asked bluntly what I saw in Willow. I thought she was just screening me on her friend's behalf, so I purposely grossed her out and said sis hot. Big chest. That's my type. The next few days Sophia posted short videos of herself wearing deep V-neck bodycon dresses, and even tagged me. I figured she was mocking me, so I clapped back, calling her a cheap tacky flirt. Asked if her family went bankrupt or something. Was that why she was dabbling in softcore content now? It pissed Sophia off so badly she deleted all the videos the next day. But now, seeing these new comments, I started to hesitate. I tested the waters and posted, back to single life. Happy breakup. It was already 2 de la mañana. I didn't think anyone would care. But to my surprise, the post blew up with likes in seconds. People who had never interacted with my posts were suddenly lining up to like it. I blinked, counted, they were all Willow's friends. Refreshed the feed, a brand new post popped up just 1 minute ago from Sofía, 24 years old. 170 centímetros 36D. Top tier university degree. No ex, no crush, curfew at 10, hates drama, totally obedient. Currently single and available. Feel free to flirt. I thought of the comment about getting a hot influencer girlfriend and tapped into Sophia's profile. I messaged her, ha. She replied instantly, so you're finally asking me out, want to go public now? I replied deadpan, I didn't message you to hit on you. Her last message was immediately unsent. Then she replied, oops, wrong person. Bats up, I said. Is Willow with you? Can you get her on the phone? There was a pause. Then she sneered, sis not here. What, do you think I'm your messenger pigeon? I'm not part of your couple drama. I explained, it's not like that. We broke up. I'm reaching out because I want to return her things. He was running out of options. After dating so long, Willow had left a lot of her stuff at my place. The little things fine, whatever. But she also left some valuable items. Hair rings. Hair designer bags. Edie tried sending them via courier, but every time they arrived Willow wasn't home. They were expensive, needed a signature in person. This stalemate couldn't go on, so I thought of asking Sophia for help. She replied, "Oh, so you really did break up?" For some reason her tone suddenly softened. Almost cheerful. She said, "Just send it over by courier. Says here." He blinked. "Didn't you just say she wasn't there?" She replied. "Did I? Must have forgotten. I'm 3 years younger than Willow, you know, young girls are forgetful." Isn't the forgetfulness a symptom of old age, or was she just trying to emphasize how young she was before I could even call out the contradiction? She was already urging me to send the package. She even helpfully reminded me, "Make sure you select cash on delivery. No reason you should pay for anything after a breakup." Chapter 6. He hired a courier. An hour later the courier sent me a video. In it Willow stood in the center surrounded by her friends. One of them said, "She told you they couldn't they really have broken up? Look at this, it's already sending gifts to make up." Though it sounded like teasing, the tone was dripping with jealousy. She said, "Willow, you really landed a great boyfriend. He treats you like a princess. What does he even see in you?" Another chimed in, "Exactly. It's not like any of us are lacking in looks or figure. Honestly, Sophia's way prettier than you. She wins Campus Beauty Queen every year by a landslide." Willow kept a straight face, but the corners of her lips couldn't they help lifting slightly. She pressed her lips together and pretended not to care. "Oh, he didn't they have to send gifts? Just an apology would be done. I'm not that petty." Someone rolled their eyes. "Then give the gift to me." Willow's face instantly changed. "No way. My boyfriend gave it to me. No one else gets it." She shot a not-so-subtle glance at Sophia's face and said, "So what if someone's prettier? Love isn't it just about looks?" She added, "To be honest, I still don't want to forgive George. What he did this time was really too low, too much. But, seeing him all desperate like this, I'll forgive him, just this once." Her fake coyness made everyone around visibly cringe. But they couldn't say anything, so they just turned away and stared off into the distance. Only Sophia looked at the delivery box. For once she wasn't angry. Instead she said, "Pay the courier already, will you? The guy's got another delivery. Don't keep him waiting." Sure enough, the courier was standing there looking awkward and impatient. Willow paid the delivery fee, then happily added a 20 yuan tip. The courier beamed and thanked her repeatedly. As soon as she handed it over, she tore into the box with excitement. "I bet it's a necklace," she said. "I spent a fortune on it last time. It was supposed to be my Valentina's gift." He told him something simple was fine. But no, he insisted I deserved the best. Sometimes I really can't with him." Then her expression shifted. "What? Why is there also a handbag and a ring? Why do they look so familiar?" The more she pulled out, the worse her face looked. Item after item came out, until finally she found a small box. Inside was a wristwatch. The day Willow accepted my proposal, I held her and joked, "I feel like the happiest man in the world right now. I wish time could just stop so I could keep this moment forever." Willow had smiled so brightly. She said, "Then I'll give you a happiness that never fades." It was the only gift Willow ever gave me, a stopwatch frozen at the exact moment I proposed. So I thought Willow truly loved me. But I was too young then. I didn't know love had different weights. Didn't they realize that Willow's jealousy, sensitivity, stubbornness and pride all came before love? A watch might stop, but the one wearing it can still let go. Because for me dignity and trust come before my love for Willow. Chapter 7. In the video Willow was furious. She didn't care about the value of those things at all. She smashed them like they were her worst enemy. One of her friends tried to hold back a laugh while comforting her. "So what if it's a breakup? 3-legged toads are hard to find, but 2-legged men are everywhere. Look on the bright side, he returned your stuff, but didn't they ask for the gifts he gave you?" At least that means George isn't some petty jerk. The comment barrage lit up again, the female lad's friends are so toxic. Always badmouthing the male lead, saying is cheap stingy, won't they even buy her a house for security? They just want free benefits. Always stirring the pot, always sowing discord, saying all rich guys are trash, that the male lad's probably cheating behind her back, pushing her to demand a bigger dowry. Used to break them up and take his place. Thank God our girl actually loves the male lead. She didn't they fall for their tricks. I swear I'm shipping them so hard. Please get back together, the comments said. Willow loved me. But I didn't they believe it. If she loved me, why didn't they she ever get angry when her friends trashed me like that? She was always so chill with them, never lost her temper. Even when they slandered me behind my back, she stayed close to them. Told them everything about our relationship down to the pettiest little fights. That kind of so-called love the comments talked about, it's nothing but a castle in the air. A beautiful illusion like moonlight in water. That night Willow made it official on social media, she and Makoto were now a couple. Her post read, "After everything, the one I love most has always been right beside me." As if aiming it at someone, she added, "Even if someone regrets it, I won't they forgive him. This is the price he pays for what he did." All her friends, except for Sophia, liked the post in perfect unison. A minute later Sophia posted her own status, "What a slut. Absolutely disgusting." Willow immediately commented with a question mark. Sophia replied, "Didn't they say it was about you?" Willow followed up, "Didn't they say it was me? I just asked who you meant." Sophia, "Don't mind it. Oh, by the way, guess what? I might be starting a new relationship." Sophia again, "Didn't they you see I said I'm about to start dating someone?" And again, "Hello, I said I'm getting into a relationship." Willow replied, "What does your love life have to do with me? Date whoever you want." Sophia shot back, "Then could you wish me and my boyfriend everlasting love and a happy future together, Willow?" You're so annoying. Fine. Wishing Sophia and her boyfriend everlasting love and 100 years of harmony. Happy now, Sophia, thanks. Willow, you're insane. After that day Willow started posting about her relationship with Makoto nonstop. Couples, restaurants. Matching hoodies. Cute date selfies. Every time she posted, her friends would go wild, tagging me like they were on steroids. I was fed up. Blocked them all. Every last one. But blocking them online didn't they help in real life? Because I worked at the same design company as Willow and Makoto. More than once I ran into them acting all lovey-dovey at the office. No shame, no filter. Willow would pout and say she wanted strawberries. Makoto would indulge her, letting her eat the pointed ends while he ate the butts of the berries. But whenever they fought over something, Makoto never tried to smooth things over. It was Willow who always lowered her head and apologized first. Watching them felt like watching my old self, except I wasn't Makoto. I was Willow. I was the one who always bent over backwards, always the one who made peace. Chapter 8. A few days later a major client was visiting the company. I had just built a new office building and hired our firm to do the design. Originally the project was mine. I was the top performing employee and also the strongest designer on the team. But my supervisor and Mr. Liu, the father of Willow Liu, were old acquaintances. I had watched Willow grow up. Willow went to ask him for help, and just like that the project was handed to Makoto, who had only been with the company for less than 2 years. My supervisor said, "George, Makoto's new. He needs this project to establish himself here. You've been around long enough, you don't need the opportunity. Let him have it." And just like that I was forced to step aside, missing out on a crucial step toward a promotion. Willow probably knew how much this project meant to me. But she didn't take care. She went out of her way to pull strings for her childhood sweetheart, yet demanded that I work hard and not rely on my family's business. I used to be manipulated by her so-called belief in earning everything on your own. But now I become to realize, whether or not relying on family is okay, that's up to the family to decide. And Willow, using her connections to help her boyfriend's career, it just made her double standards painfully obvious. Looking back, I find it almost laughable. When I came back into the office with my coffee, the first thing I heard was a long sigh. Makoto was shaking his head, looking helpless. He said George wouldn't do something like this. There must be some mistake. He couldn't they have deleted my design files on purpose? The people around him immediately jumped in, offering sympathy while fueling the fire. George was the first one in this morning and you came second. Who else could have gotten into your computer? Come on, he's been eyeing this project for ages. Then the company gave it to you, of course it's better. This is so low. The client is coming any minute now and the design files are gone. He's ruining our company's reputation. Makoto kept up the act. It's my fault. I worked late last night and forgot to take my laptop home. If he'd kept it with me, this wouldn't they have happened. With just a few words, his regret, their concern, they were already pinning the crime on me. He let out a laugh. I looked around coldly and said, I didn't delete anything. Check the security footage if you don't believe me. I never touched your computer. Makoto's hand froze midair. Someone immediately jumped in. Everyone knows Makoto's desk is in the corner. That camera's been broken for ages. If you're going to deny it, at least try harder. I ask, so it's broken and there is no proof, then why are you all so quick to accuse me? A snide voice replied, there were only two people here this morning, you and Makoto. If not you then him. This is a major client. If things go wrong someone could get fired. Who would take that kind of risk with their career? The others quickly agreed. Makoto gave a bitter smile and said, if you really wanted this project I could talk to the higher-ups. We could co-lead it. George, why would you do this? I worked so hard to get into this company. I really value this job. Worked hard? I almost laughed out loud. I got in through personal connections. What was so hard about that? The gossip around me grew louder and uglier. Everyone was piling on, ready to accuse and insult. Just as someone stepped forward looking like they wanted to hit me, Willow walked in. She rolled her eyes at me and said with contempt, George the first, know you're bitter about me and Makoto, but this is just pathetic. If you can't have something you destroy it, you're disgusting. That one sentence sealed the narrative. Worse yet, I had no evidence. Nothing to defend myself with. After a moment of silence I looked at Makoto. What do you want me to do? He hesitated, then said, I don't want anything, just an apology. Just an apology. How generous he made himself seem. He smiled and said, I'm not apologizing to you. Willow couldn't help stepping in. It's just an apology. Makoto, isn't they even holding you accountable for the damage? George, you're seriously ungrateful. What do you want to be fired? I cut her off. You think I want to stay in this company? You think I need this company? I tore the badge from around my neck and said one word at a time. Listen carefully. I wasn't fired. George, I'm quitting because I looked down on you, Makoto. He looked around at my co-workers, people I had spent every day with. They all avoided my gaze. They knew what kind of person I was. But now that Makoto had the client and was clearly on the rise, they couldn't wait to suck up to him, twisting truth and logic along the way. He said, I have no desire to work with people like you anyway. Willow reflexively asked, then where are you going? I answered calmly, abroad. Top firms overseas had extended offers to me long ago. The only reason I stayed in China was Willow. When she heard that, her face went pale. She sounded stunned, almost desperate. You're leaving? You're quitting because of the company, or because of me? George, how could you be this heartless? After that breakdown, Willow's voice slowly leveled out. She let out a cold laugh. I doubt any company would hire someone who sabotages a coworker over a personal grudge. You get the job offer, sure. But the minute you do this, stories going to every inbox in that company. He rubbed my temples. What's the point of saying all this? Where's your proof? You can't prove I did anything. Willow kept pressing the corner. Camera's been broken for ages. Can you prove you didn't do it? Everyone here saw it. Jube got more than enough witnesses to your pettiness. He was speechless. He couldn't believe how ignorant and shameless they all were. He was just about to fire back, when a clear light voice cut through from behind who said the camera was broken. Chapter 9. Amid a chorus of gasps, Sophia walked in slowly. Her eyes passed over me briefly before shifting elsewhere. She blinked and said, huh? I wasn't aware our company installed broken surveillance systems. Sophia and Willow had always been best friends. Willow worked in the company's procurement department, and when the company needed to install surveillance, it just so happened Sophia's firm specialized in security tech. So all the company's camera equipment came from her. Makoto fell completely silent. Sophia's words instantly shattered the atmosphere in the room. Makoto, clearly flustered, spoke quickly as if trying to get ahead of something. No, I just meant the camera in the corner where I work. It's been broken for a while, but it didn't affect day-to-day operations, so I didn't mention it. It never got fixed. Willow walked over and asked Sophia what brings you here today, but Sophia didn't answer her. She walked to the corner, looked up at the camera and suddenly smiled. We saw him, she said. Funny thing, there was a fire safety inspection a few days ago. Turns out this camera was broken, so your boss asked us to replace it. Makoto's face turned ghostly pale. His lips parted like he wanted to say something, but couldn't. Sophia turned back around, her voice light and easy. So yeah. The camera's working just fine now. She didn't even look at me. Her eyes locked on Makoto's strained face. Ito-san, she said, would you like me to pull the footage and clear your name? That morning's chaos ended with Makoto's sudden fainting spell. The footage was never retrieved. Willow defended him, claiming there had been a system bug and the recording hadn't saved. But looking at Makoto's pale face and his poor acting skills, everyone saw the truth. Still, Willow stood by him. When I was being called despicable and shameless, Willow joined the chorus, piling on with everyone else. But when Makoto was exposed, when it became obvious he had framed me, Willow chose to stay by his side. In the past, this kind of double standard would have hurt me deeply. But not anymore. He touched the item tucked into my sleeve and smirked. Makoto, your little stunt won't be forgotten just because you played faint. And Willow, along with those who fanned the flames beside you, each and every one of you will pay for what you've done. Chapter 10. That afternoon I submitted my resignation. Because of what happened that morning, the paperwork went through unusually smoothly. Maybe they just wanted me to shut up. Every bit of compensation was paid out in full. Outside the office building I saw Sophia. She looked fresh and radiant and greeted me with a bright smile. What, I helped you out that much and you're not even gonna buy me lunch? Right on cue the comment barrage exploded again. Honestly, Sophia's not bad. Sis pretty got a good head on her shoulders, and sis always liked the male lead. I wouldn't mind if they ended up together. Agreed. He used to be firmly team female lead, but she really crossed a line earlier. I'm kind of over it. You people are blind. Can't you see the female lead's just mad at the male lead? If he had just apologized, none of this would have happened. Sis acting out because she still cares. Exactly, George is the real problem here. He still hasn't begun to win her back. Meanwhile, she's up every night with insomnia. I'm seriously disappointed in him. Fourth comment's dumb. Do like the female lead? Fine. But I'm rooting for the male lead and Sophia now. He glanced at the barrage, then casually looked away. He ordered 2 coffees and a few desserts. Sophia fidgeted with her fingers, a bit nervous, then blurted out, actually that message I sent before, I didn't send it to the wrong person. It was meant for you. She said, my family's well off. He looked decent. Body's not bad either. I'm single right now and my parents have been urging me to find someone. And if Willow could be your girlfriend, why not me? I'm not worse than her. So, what do you think? Want to give it a try with me? The comment section exploded. OMG, Sophia just shot her shot. We receive. I'm switching to Team Sophia. Sis waited 2 whole years hoping for the male lead to break up so she could take her chance. When Willow finds out her friend stole her ex, she's gonna flip. I can't wait. Lol. Sophia tucked her hair behind her ear, her voice soft. I'm a simple girl. You don't need to chase me, buy me gifts or pay a dowry. Just be genuine with me, that's all I want. Then she added, and besides, don't you want to get back at Willow? Looking at Sophia, so innocent on the outside, I suddenly laughed. Is it so that's what this little performance was about? All that subtle manipulation, too bad it sounds fake as hell. He stared at her stunned face and said slowly and clearly, what a shame. I only believe in myself, and I never believe in coincidences. I pulled out the item from my sleeve, a wristwatch. Smiling I said, Miss Kim, care to guess what this is? Chapter 11. Yesterday at lunch I ran into Willow and Makoto kissing at the company entrance again. The live comments were full of frustrated sighs. The male lead is such an idiot. The female lad's doing this on purpose, just to provoke him, make him go beg for a reconciliation. Simone, by this point in the story the male lead's supposed to get angry, argue with her a bit, and boom, they right back together. Why is he so calm now? I had no words. He was calm. As I walked past Willow and Makoto I didn't even lift my eyes. Willow, couldn't they take it anymore? She